Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, June 26th, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I listen to my feelings with consideration. And today, Sun in Cancer has moved to the 5th degree, so we really want to listen to and honor our feelings that come up. It's like, with a child, shaming for feelings does not help lead to feeling supported. And it's the same with ourselves. Now, it doesn't mean that we have to completely believe our feelings always. Sometimes there are stories involved, but the feelings are there for a reason. And so in that way, we want to be present, believe those. And the more we can do that for ourselves, the more we can do that for others. And that is where is it? In the cards. Healing happens. I actually have the King and the Queen of Cups, King and Queen of Water, and the Beyond Delusion card. And so again, there may be deeper energies beyond the feelings to go into, but be receptive of the feels coming up. So there's several things that I want to address. One, Venus just went direct. So we're like, okay, working with this yin energy moving forward. I went into that in yesterday's scope if you want to go back and listen to that. Two, because it just keeps going, 2020, right? We are in our final full day of Mercury's retrograde. We're in our final full day of Mars in Pisces energy. And so Mars is our action energy, it is our passion, it is our desire, it can be aggressive. So it's at that 29 degree, and it's the final degree actually of the zodiac. When it moves into Aries, it starts a whole new cycle and a whole other can of worms that we will get into. That being said, you may find between this and the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, pulling in very close, you may find extra aggravation, extra frustration, extra aggression coming up in you. Now, you may not be aware of where it's coming from. Between the Pluto and the Pisces vibrations, this may be past life stuff even, or old ancestral stuff, or even just a product of where we are in the world and what we have faced in the world through various lifetimes. But do be aware that that energy is coming up, and what it needs is for you to believe the feelings that are coming up, but not get sucked, Pisces energy, into the illusion of it. How are you being called to bring healing to these energies, to these feelings that are coming up? So be very aware of it, especially like that Mars energy. This is just the beginning, like I said, of the can of worms. Mars moving into Aries for about 6 months is going to very much heighten all of our aggression energy, also heighten our desire and our passion, and hopefully some of our energy to take action. But for now, just realize this is just the beginning, but we do want to face it. Pluto, Jupiter expanding the shadow of Pluto energy, but also bringing goodwill, good potential to this energy, also expanding the light, also expanding the empowerment possibility of this energy. But again, we have to be willing to notice our shadow, notice the darkness, as it comes up. And even in the passion and the aggression, there's a time to express that energy. But again, we must be aware of our own personal shadows that come up, and they will. We all have wounds. It will come up. It's not about shame, it's about the awareness. So that being said, speaking of awareness, we have the moon in Virgo, and the moon in Virgo is definitely able to bring awareness to the feels. Don't let it bring critical awareness. Let it bring open, healing awareness. Virgo can also be that very healing energy. So Moon in Virgo is making the majority of the connections. It's connecting to Uranus, it's connecting to Mercury, so very mental energy coming at us. And then it's also making an opposition to Neptune. So the Uranus and Mercury connections, Mercury still retrograde in Cancer. Like I said, you may have fears, you may have worries come up. Virgo and Cancer are the worriers. So you don't have to be a worry warrior. Again, where is this feeling coming from? What is the root if you are feeling worry, overwhelm, too much? It may be that you're too focused on something and you may need to pull out to the bigger picture. That is that moon Neptune energy, surrendering to a higher power, like, oh my God, Jesus, take the wheel. It's that kind of energy. Reach out for help, reach out for support. Do realize that the universe is on your side. Now, Neptune is retrograde, and sometimes it can make it feel like, where did my help go? Where did that support go? I promise that it's there, always. It does not leave you. But again, it may be a little harder to connect to the signs, and it may be that this is kind of a prompt from the universe to reach a little deeper into yourself at this time for the answers, for the support, because they are there. The universe is here, and the universe is here, and it is with you. So just keep that in mind. The Uranus connection as well, it could trigger, I think there's a lot of fears going on around the state of our planet, the state of our world, the state of our country. It could stimulate a bit of those fears rising up. Your call always is to do your part, and that is the best thing that you can do to help us all keep going. So just do be aware of that. Talked about that, we talked about that, we talked about that. So we talked about the connections of the day, and like I said, this is the last full day of Mars in Pisces. We're going to have Mars in Pisces the majority of Saturday as well, because it'll be shifting into Aries late in the evening. Work with this 29-degree energy. The last thing I want to say about it is there is potential for really old stuff coming to the surface. That 29-degree, it really does encapsulates the whole zodiac and like all that is and all that's happened. So if there's something that needs to be cleared, it is going to be coming up. And Mars energy is like, what is the action that you're being encouraged to take with this at the time? Whether the action is sitting and meditating and going there, or the action is like clear. There's so many different variables for that, but just be aware of that energy and how you are being called into action for it. So I will remind you, we've got some emotions to process, but the healing comes through the feeling, and the feeling may be symbolizing something deeper. You don't have to get into the full illusion of, I don't want to even call it an illusion, but sometimes feelings, like I said, they're connected to stories, and sometimes the stories are more of a mental thing. So it's like, what is the true root? What is the point of this? What is the purpose? There's purpose behind these feelings. What is the purpose? How is it calling me to action? So that is it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.